Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. Welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show. This is a special show, an additional show on top of our morning show, and I'm delighted you're here today. Now, don't forget to subscribe, like, and all that other stuff, okay? Because that's very useful to us. Now, today we are talking about visas. The government's recent visa announcement, which was slated to start July 15th at around midnight. I guess that didn't happen. They waited till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on July 15th. So if you'd entered Thailand at noon on July 15th, you would have only got the 30 days. But if you came after about 3 o'clock on the 15th, you would have got 60 days. So doesn't seem fair, really, does it? Traveling a long way. But that's how it is. Sometimes, apparently, the letter, the Prime Minister hadn't even signed it on Monday morning yet. So just goes to show how important they value it. Even though they say tourism is the key to the Thai prosperity at the moment, to rejuvenating the economy, but getting the letter signed that will improve the tourism, bring more people in, and especially with that new Thailand destination visa (DTV). Well, you think they would have been hurried on with it. Nevertheless, anyway, it's done. You can now come into Thailand for 60 days. More countries can, come on visa arrival, and also the destination or the Thailand destination visa is in full effect. And I have to say, bravo to the government with that Thailand destination visa. I think it's a masterstroke. But let's jump into the whole visa announcement. I go through it all, and then you can tell me what you think about it at the end of this video. Now, the first visa announcement we're going to jump into is the visa on arrival, and that's where you get 15 days on arrival in the country. There's a little desk at most international airports here in the country. You fill out a form and you get a visa on arrival. It's valid for 15 days only, and it cannot be extended. It costs 2,000 baht. The only way it can be extended if there's an illness or something like that. Now, on this form, you will see that it says Russia. Russia have always been part of the VOA for many years, but actually currently they're on a special announcement that was made a number of months ago, and Russians are currently getting 60 days on arrival. And it's due to expire the end of July, so we'll see if they continue to keep on 60 or revert back to 15, but that's just a little bit news. As I said, it's 2,000 baht, not exceeding 15 days in single entry only. It cannot be extended here in the country under very special circumstances. Now, the next one, which a lot of people have been interested in and waiting on that announcement and for it to happen, nationals of the following 93 countries, we're going to get now 60 days in total, up from the 30 that they would have got, which means they can actually go to the immigration after 60 days and extend by another 30 days for 1,900 baht. So that's very good for many tourists coming to this country. The list is on the screen, so if you want to have a look and see if your country's on it, just pause this video and you can have a look. But I'm not going to stay still for the next 5 minutes. But nevertheless, they've increased the number of visa-exempt countries as well. I think it's up about another 25 or so countries were added to it. So it's very positive in terms of Thailand going after tourism and trying to obviously build up that revenue that it needs for its digital wallet that it plans to spend a fortune of money on. I'll move on to the next one. Now, that's the non-ED Plus. Now, non-ED Plus aims to facilitate international students studying at universities in Thailand at the bachelor degree level or above. Now, what's quite good about this is what they plan to do is they plan to give, when you're finished your studying here in the country, what they want to do is give you an extra year where you can travel for a year, or you can look for a job. And that's what the idea is behind it. So basically, people who come to the country to study and learn and, more continuous education will have the opportunity to find a job here or to, as I say, travel. And, it's not basically, well, you've studied, we've taken your money now, time to get home. That's what it was before. Also, these non-ED visas who will be studying in the bachelor degree or higher will no longer have to get a re-entry permit, so they can come and go as they please. And that will be good news for students, I think, as well. If you see their universities, institutions will submit the visa extension application on behalf of the student. So these things, I think it's positive in terms of students, and they're trying to obviously attract more. Now, the one that everybody wants to know about, of course, is the Destination Thailand visa, better known as the DTV. Now, I was on the website earlier today. Doesn't seem to be working. You apply, by the way, through the e-visa section. the e-visa section, if you can apply at your consulate. Now, not every country can apply on their new e-visa section, but a lot can. So example, if you're in Britain, you cannot apply anymore in person, I don't think. I think you have to literally apply for all the different visas online, pay your fees, submit your documents and all that kind of stuff. So same thing will apply in this case. As you see, the Royal Thai Embassy or Royal Thai Consulate, Thai e-visa, the website's there, thaivisa.go.th, but you need to check first the embassy of your country and whether or not they will accept whether or not you have to do it to the EV or you have to come in person. Some are different. So, eligible foreigners. Now, who is this for? So, it's for digital nomads, remote workers, or freelancers, are participants in activities such as Muay Thai, Thai cooking, sports, medical, seminars, music festivals. Interesting, they call it Thai soft power. That's what actually Section 2 is. And obviously spouse and dependent children of DTV holders. Now, for the digital nomad, and I think the best way to, we'll go through the required documents because I think that'll highlight it more. Now, firstly, you need a passport or a travel document. You need a photograph. Your document indicating your current location, so maybe a driver's license from your home country that has your thing, or a bank statement, something like that. Financial evidence amounting to no less than 500,000 baht, so a bank statement, a pay slip, a sponsorship letter. Just to let people know, because I'm just going to pop down here, they said 500,000 baht. I was on the Washington, D.C. website having a quick look at what they're looking for. It's all fairly standard except for the fees. So 500,000. I know in America, regardless of what the exchange rate is right now, they say $16,000. And that's per applicant. So if you're a couple, you're going to need $32,000. Okay. Of course, in euro, that's about 13,000 euro. And Great Britain pound, about 11,000 Great Britain pounds. And if you're in Australia, it's about 21,000 Australian dollars. So there you go. That's how much it's going to set you back. So yeah, the forms and the methods. So obviously a bank statement printed out as on the day of your application possibly and sent into them. Obviously it has to be in your name. And if it's not in your name, as I read on the American website, I think, version, if it's a joint account, you're going to need a birth certificate showing that you're related to this person or how it works. Okay. And the letter explaining. Now, the purpose of the visa, as we said, workation. So if you're coming on a workation, basically you're coming here to have a vacation and work at the same time. So that's where that word comes. You're going to need an employment contract or an employment certificate in your country or a professional portfolio showcasing digital nomad remote work, foreign talent, or freelancer. So let me jump into what all that means. Okay. If you're in your home country, so firstly, this is for people who work remotely, all right, from your home country or another of your home country. This is not for people who are working in Thailand currently. Okay. It's not for those people employed by a Thai company. If you understand what I'm saying, this is not for them. If you're employed by a Thai company, well, hey presto, you got to go and you got to get your non-B visa, go through the whole work permit process. That's all for you. This is for people who are digital nomads and stuff, freelancers. So you're going to first need, if you're living in America, you're working for an American company, but you're a remote worker, you're going to need a contract from that company showing that you work for them. Okay, showing that you are employed by them. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to need. If you can't get that, you're going to need some kind of an employment certificate. Obviously, I don't know how they're going to verify all these documents because I'm pretty sure a lot of these documents could be easily faked as well. So that's the other thing. If you're a freelancer, so you don't work for anybody, you work for yourself and you do different things, you're going to have to show a professional portfolio. Now, what that entails is beyond me, but I'm sure some guys in the comment section might be able to give us an idea what that would be. I presume it's showing your work for companies and what you have been doing. So I guess that's what a professional portfolio. You probably have to have a website and stuff like this. So of course, this probably go hand in hand with it. And obviously, the rest of it is fairly simple. That's if you're coming here as kind of a digital nomad or on a workation or remote. Now, Thai soft power, that's the one I told you about. Proof of confirmation to attend the activity or letter appointment from hospital or a medical center or something else. So obviously, if you're attending a Muay Thai class, you need a letter from that Muay Thai class confirming that you're registered to do this for the next 6 months, whatever it may be. And obviously, The same goes for any of the activities that were up above here: Muay Thai, Thai cooking, sports training, medical treatment, seminars, music festivals, things like that. Now, when you look at that second list and what they talk about, Thai soft power, I'll explain a little bit later when we talk about the validity of this visa. And the last one, of course, is a spouse. Proof of relation to the DTV visa holder, so a copy of marriage certificate, a birth certificate, or a certificate of adoption, something like that. That's if you're a wife or a child of the DTV holder. So fairly easy. Okay, so all of them are so far. Now the price, the visa free. Now this is where I say that this visa is amazing. I have read through the what do you call it? The Royal Thai Royal Gazette announcement. It's in Thai. It's about 2.5 pages. I've read through it. I've translated. I had somebody else read it in Thai to make sure I understood. And it is very clear. So this is why I say this visa is freaking amazing, right? The visa fee is 10,000 baht. So what's that in your currency? I don't know. A couple of €100, €300 maybe. I don't know. Less than that in your country. 5 years, multiple entries, 180 days per entry. Think of it like that. So for 5 years, you can pretty much come and go in and out of Thailand as much as you want. But 180 days per entry. So if you come on January 1st, all right, you have to leave around the end of June, I suppose. That would be 180, isn't it? Yeah. And then you can come back in again. And you can have another 180 days as long as you leave. But there's no period of how long you have to have left. And in fact, you can go to immigration when your visa, after entering the country on the first time you've entered, and you can extend it for another 180 days. I forget what the fee is. I thought it was 10,000 baht to extend it again. But that would make no sense, because wouldn't you just be better off flying out of the country for a day, spending maybe a couple of days in Malaysia, Singapore, wherever you want around Southeast Asia, and then coming back in and reactivating the next multiple entry? So this visa is why I say this visa is fantastic. Now, the extension of stay, as I said, one time for a period not exceeding 180 days per entry. After the maximum stay of 180 days, plus 180 days, you need to depart the country and re-enter Thailand with the same DT visa within the visa validity date. So this visa really is 10,000 baht, basically for 5 years of stay in Thailand, as long as you can prove the other stuff that I spoke about. Are you in a workation? Are you a digital nomad? Are you a remote worker? What are you? But it is fantastic. Where I think it kind of gets a bit weird is nobody's coming doing a Thai cooking class for 5 years, or a Muay Thai class for that matter, or attending a seminar where, the list of things in part 2 they were saying up here, where it says, participants in activities like seminars or music festivals. That part to me is a bit strange, but maybe more will come out about that in the future. But for me, the way I see it, I see this visa as being a really positive step by the Thai government. And I wholeheartedly can tell you, I feel this is a really great step forward. I think if you look back at my podcast earlier on when I started this channel, I spoke about the government doing something like this and trying to compete with other countries. And I don't think this just doesn't compete. This blows them out of the water. 10,000, a couple of $100 for basically 5 years of living in Thailand. It's not bad at all. So that is the Thailand destination Thailand visa. I don't know where they got the name from, but it's good. I like it. I think all the announcement they've made, even though they have been quite late with everything, they've seemed very disorganized when it comes to it. Now, as I say, hopefully, based on reading the Royal Gazette's announcement in Thai, 2.5 pages, right? I'll leave a link down below in the description for people so you can go to it yourself and translate it. I'll leave a link to this very same PowerPoint or PDF that I'm actually looking at right now from the Thai government. I'm going to leave a link to it. You can go study it yourself as well. But for me, this has been, I think, well, worth waiting for, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Definitely worth waiting for. But I want to put it to you guys. What do you think? Because, my opinion is my opinion, but your opinion is what counts. And I want to know what you think about this. Is it a positive move for Thailand? Do you see it having some kind of negative influences in the future? I'd love to know your opinion, as always, down below in that comment section.